Kal Halayim Layahal Bashim Al Shai, Bahasham Makakdash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, peace, blessing, mercy, and salutation to the whole brotherhood, teaching the truth and sincerity in the name of Yahal Bashim Al Shai. So, alright, let's see. So, this is the angels won't ever realm part 2. I'm going to start at 2 Kings 19 and 25. So, this is This is 2 Kings 19 and 21. This is a word that Yahweh hath spoken concerning him. The virgin daughter of Zion hath despised thee, and laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem shaking her head at thee. Who hast thou reproached and blasphemed, and against whom hast thou exalted thy voice, and lifted up thine eyes on high, even against the Holy One in Israel? By the messengers, thou, get into that, thou hast reproached the Lord, and hast said, with the multitude of my chariots I come up to the height of the mountains, to the sides of Lebanon, and will cut down the tall cedar trees thereof, and the choice fir trees thereof, and I will enter into the lodgings of his border, and into the forest of his Carmel. So that's the Lord getting upset. And I'm going to get into verse 25. Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times how I have formed it? Now have I brought it to pass that thou shouldest be laid waste, fenced cities into the ruinous heaps. So that was a question. You think that I got you out of Egypt? Protected you so long just so that somebody can come in and talk to you shit? Okay. 2 Kings 18 and 1. So I can give you a time frame of when it happened, because it did happen, and you can look it up. Now it came to pass in the 3rd year of Hoshea son of Elah, the king of Israel, that Hezekiah the son of Ahaz, king of Judah, began to reign. So, there's a king in Israel, and he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that David his father did. Right? Verse 4. He removed the high places and brake the images, and cut down the groves, and brake in pieces the brass and serpent that Moses had made, for unto those days the children of Israel did burn incense to it, and he called it Nehushtan. And it came to pass in the 4th year of the king Hezekiah, which was the 7th year of Hoshea. So there's 2 kings, right? King of Israel, king of Judah. King of Israel, that Shalmaneser, king of Assyria. So now there's 3 time frames. Okay, let me break it down a little bit. Came up against Samaria and besieged it. So Hezekiah is the king of Judah. Hoshea is the king of Israel. And Shalmaneser is the king of Assyria. So you can look those 3 up, and they should intercede in the same time line. Shalmaneser is important because that's the worldly view, but the Bible sees it in this way. But they will never mention this in that what I'm about to bring out right now. So now you have the time frame, right? And the king of Assyria did carry away Israel unto Assyria, and put them in Halah, and in Habor by the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes, because they obeyed not the voice of Yahweh their power, but transgressed his covenant, and all Moses, the servant of Yahweh, commanded, and will not hear them, nor do them. Alright, so now I'm going to build up the climax. And I didn't want to put the scripture on my end because that would give it away. And the king of Assyria sent Tartan and Rabaris and Rabashakeh from Lachish to the king Hezekiah with a great host against Jerusalem. And they went up and came to Jerusalem. And when they were come up, they came and stood by the conduit of which the upper pool, which is the highway of the fuller's field. And when they had called to the king, there came out to them Eliakim the son of Hilkiah, which was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and Joah the son of Asaph the recorder. So these are very important people. They're in charge of communicating, and everything that they're going to say is going to get written down, right? And now listen to this guy. And Rabshakeh said unto them, Speak ye now to Hezekiah. Thus said the great king, the king of Assyria, what confidence is wherein thou trustest. So he's questioning the faith, right? Because he knows that they haven't been following the laws, statutes, and commandments. So he's going to come and try to punk them. Thou sayest, but they are but vain words. I have counsel and strength for the war, because Yahweh is a man of war. Now on whom dost thou trust, that thou rebellest against me? Because Hezekiah wasn't doing the will of the king of Assyria, Shalmaneser. Now behold, thou trustest upon the staff of this bruised reed. Oh man, that's Yahushua, right? Even upon Egypt, of which if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, unto all that trust on him. But if ye say unto me, We trust in Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, our power, is not that he whose high places and whose altars Hezekiah had taken away, and has said, Judah and Jerusalem, ye shall worship before this altar in Jerusalem. So he's telling them everything that they've done. Now therefore I pray thee, give pledges to my lord the king of Assyria, and I will deliver thee 2,000 horses, if thou be able on thy part to set riders upon them. How then wilt thou turn away the face of one captain of the least of my master's servants, and put thy trust on Egypt for chariots and for horsemen? So he's talking hella shit. And now I come up without the Lord, against this place to destroy it. The Lord said to me, Go up against this land and destroy it. See, so now Yahweh does everything. Isaiah 45:7. Then said Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, and Shebna, and Joah, unto Rabshakeh, Speak, I pray thee, unto thy servants in Syrian language, for we understand it. See, and the Syrian is Aramaic, right? The language of Aram. So that would be the different set, right? For we understand it, and talk not with us in the Jews' language. Yehudi, oh come on, which is Ibara, but it says Yahud, Yahweh, but it's just Yahweh. Speak not with us in the Jews' language, in the ears of the people that are on the wall. Okay. And then after this, I'm going to go to the point. But Rabshakeh said unto them, Hath my master sent me to thy master, and to thee to speak these words? Hath not he sent me to the men which sit on the wall, that they may eat and drink, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you? So he's trying to separate. And Rabshakeh stood and cried with loud voice in the Jews' language, and spake, saying, Hear the word of the great king of Assyria. So now, see if you can get into this chapter. He's telling them what's going to happen. So in verse 32 he says, Until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of oil, olive, and honey, that ye may live and not die. Hearken not unto Hezekiah, which he persuaded you, saying, The Lord will deliver. So he's basically, this one is going to be the banger. Hath any of the gods of the nations delivered at all this land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? So now he's making a bad choice. Making a bad choice. This is going to conclude it. So, and this is Yahweh saying it. For I will verse 2 Kings 19 and 34. For I will defend this city to save it for my own sake and for my servant David's sake. In verse 35, and it came to pass that night that the angel of Yahweh went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 180 and 5,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So angels don't mess around. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.